This is my third try trying to get this video done. Tonight, we're making the ultimate and Girl Scout cookie Thin Mint ice cream. Now the great thing about Thin Mints is they're chocolatey and they're minty. And so we're going to highlight both of those, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. So I had to run to the store a minute ago to get some new egg beaters because the egg beaters I had were bad. I'd already put in 2 cups of half and half, 1 cup of milk, and now I just added a half a cup of egg beaters. I'm going to stir that up a little bit. Now, to highlight the chocolatey part of the Thin Mint cookie, we're going to add in 1/2 cup of the cocoa powder. Ooh, I'm making a mess. There's almost a half a cup. And that gets it the remainder of the way. Okay, so now we've got the chocolatey part in there. I'm going to stir it up a little bit more. Just get it started. I'm going to add in 1 cup of sugar. Stir that up a little bit. Now I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Okay, now that's it for the chocolatey part. I'm going to get this good and stirred up. Make sure the chocolate is well mixed. The sugar is mixing with everything, dissolving in the liquids. It takes a minute to get the chocolate all mixed up because it wants to float. And of course you want to get it down in there. Get it off the edges. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the Cuisinart and to make the chocolate ice cream first. So it's not going to be just chocolate, because we're going to add Thin Mint cookies to the mix. Okay, it's time to get the freezer part out. Top on it there. Start it going. And now I'll pour this in there. Okay. Now, while that is going, after it runs for about 20 minutes, I'm going to add Thin Mint cookies to it. Now let me show you. Before, I put these in the freezer or another box. Then I took out 1 sleeve and I put them in this bag, and then I broke them up. Now believe it or not, 1 sleeve all broken up gives you just a little bit over a cup of pieces and dust. So we're going to add this to the chocolate ice cream to make it chocolate Girl Scout cookie Thin Mint ice cream. Then what we're going to do is we're going to fill up our cups about halfway, a little more, and then we'll make the vanilla part with the peppermint to highlight the peppermint side, and we'll add some more Thin Mint pieces to that as well. So while this is churning, I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup and a little bit of prep work. And then we'll see you back here in just a few minutes, okay? Okay, that's still churning, but what I thought I'd show y'all is this is one sleeve of cookies, and I put them in a Ziploc bag. Got the old ice cream scoop, it's nice and heavy. And I just want to beat them. That big butt. You want to make sure you get all the big pieces out, because it's hardly any big piece. Flip it over. And here you go. It's ready for the ice cream. Okay, this is still churning, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in all those crushed up pieces of Girl Scout cookie. Break that one up a little bit. Add them in a little bit slowly, not just one big lump. That way they get mixed in by the action of the Cuisinart. And then we'll mix it throughout. There's some decent sized pieces and some smaller pieces. There's a number of crumbs. That's okay. It doesn't all have to be uniform. This will make a big batch. We want that to churn a few more minutes, so again, because we want the chocolate, the cookie pieces to get well mixed in there. While that's doing that, I'm going to spread out my cups, because if you remember, I make ice cream for my Wednesday night Bible study. Sometimes we have a lot of people, sometimes not as many, but I try to make sure we have at least about 20, just in case everybody shows up the same night. So I'm going to spread these out. There's 22 cups here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I'm going to do 15. I'm going to do half chocolate and half peppermint. Then I'll do a few more that are just 100% the chocolate, and I'll do a few that are 100% the peppermint. And that way it gives people a choice. If they don't like peppermint, then they can have one that's all chocolate. Or if they don't want the chocolate part, they can have some that's all peppermint. So this is getting mixed in really well. We'll let it go just another minute. I'll keep talking to you until then. Like a good host, you don't want quiet time. So I haven't cleaned up completely because I'm going to be using this again when we do the peppermint side of the ice cream tonight. And I've got more Girl Scout cookies, so probably what I'll do is just put one on top of each of them, just so it looks nice when it gets served. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop it. Here we are, so we're cleaning out the paddle, because again, we don't want to waste any of this. It's too good to waste. So now, I'm going to put it in my cups. So what I mentioned was that I was going to fill it a little bit, about halfway, kind of like that. There's lots of good pieces in there. They're not going to all be uniform. Now it's got a little bit more than this one. But like I said, I'm gonna do that for 15 of them. Then what's left, I'm gonna fill cups with those. It's all chocolate. So I'm gonna do that. No reason for you to sit there and watch me do it. When I get done with this, I'm gonna put this in the freezer, and then we'll come back and we'll make the peppermint part. See you in just a minute. Okay, so I got the chocolate side is in the freezer, and now we're gonna do the peppermint side of the Thin Mint cookie. We'll start off with the same basic ice cream, 2 cups of half and half. And since I started with a pint, excuse me, with a quart, what's left in here should be 2 cups. And here it is. 1 cup of milk. And 1/2 cup of our egg substitute. One cup of sugar. And our 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Okay, so that's your basic vanilla ice cream. Now we want to get the peppermint worked in, so we're going to add in just 1 teaspoon of peppermint extract. This peppermint's kind of strong. Okay, now we're going to mix that together. The sugar all mixed in. Whew, that peppermint's strong. I've already crumbled the cookies. They're in the freezer. And we'll let this churn, for about 20 minutes before we add those. Okay, let me get the ice cream bowl. And the paddle on the top. And we'll turn it on. Okay, now we're going to let that run for about 20 minutes, and then when we come back, we'll add in our cookie pieces. I'll have the other out of the freezer, and we'll combine it. It's going to make some great looking servings of ice cream. So we'll see you back here in just a minute. Okay, we're back. This has been turning for about 20 minutes, and now we're ready to add the cookie pieces. Now remember, we want to add them gradually, because we want them to get all mixed in with the ice cream. So just a little bit at a time. There's big pieces, there's smaller pieces, there's dust. But the paddle is going to turn it all. It's going to work its way down throughout, all the way down to the bottom, in the middle, at the top. It'll do a good job of mixing it up. and I'm a little impatient, so I'm going to go ahead and pour it all in now. And that's churning. The bucket is full. It really did a good job on the ice cream. It filled it up. And now it's time to get the chocolate out of the freezer. It's been in there for about the 20 minutes, 25 minutes, trying to solidify a little bit. Let me mash that down real quick to help so that it gets in the way of the paddle and it will get moved around. It's looking really good. All right, now let's pull out the chocolate ice cream, or the chocolate half. All right, so you can see that it, like I said, it's firmed up some. This isn't, good solid ice cream yet, but it's firm enough now that when we put the vanilla on top, it won't mix up. It has really fluffed up. The container is full. Yeah, it's looking really good. It's almost too full, in fact. Okay, let's turn it off. And we'll remove the cover. Take out the paddle. Now we want to clean off the paddle. You can see the cookie pieces mixed throughout, so that's really good. Scrape it all off because we don't want to waste it. You can smell the peppermint. It's not real strong. It's just right. All right. A little bit more off the edge there. All right, put that in the sink. And now we're ready to add it to the tops of our cups. So remember, we put the chocolate with the cookie crumbs on the bottom. Now this is the peppermint with the cookie crumbs that we're putting on top. You don't go all the way to the top of the cup, because what we're going to do now, I've got another box of Thin Mint cookies, and I want to add a cookie to the top of the ice cream. I'll put it right there on top. Now let me show this to you. So you see you've got the chocolate on the bottom, you got the peppermint on the top, and then you top it off with a cookie. It looks really good, and it's going to taste even better than it looks. This is ready to go. I'm going to do this with the rest of them. Put them back in the freezer. They'll stay overnight, and then they'll be ready to eat. This is great. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. All right.